Hi there, everyone. My name is Cynthia Clark, and I am your Quantum Palmist Love and Ascension Coach. And welcome to the Cup of Love series. This is one of my favorite series because I get to talk about a different aspect of love, which is what we all are and what we're all about and what we're all striving to achieve in our lives. So welcome to this series if you haven't joined in before. And if you have, then you know I'm going to talk about some juicy love stuff. So today I want to talk about love as preservation. And if you happen to have an Empress hand, then this is going to be your natural ability that you exude in a relationship. So if you happen to have short fingers, a square palm, and a dominant middle finger, we also call that the Saturn finger, then you are an Empress. So this hand has a lot of earth energy in it. And what that means is that the energy is long lasting. So we're preserving the energy, we're growing the energy slowly over time. So in a relationship, you are going to be somebody who wants to take your time with things, you want to do it right, you want to do it thoroughly, you want to preserve what you build up. So how do we know if we have preservation energy within us, and especially if we don't have this type of hand shape, if we're not an Empress hand, how do we know if we have that ability within us? Well, the good news is you can always tap into that energy, so you don't have to possess it directly to connect to that Empress energy. And I'm going to teach you a little bit later on how we can do that, but for now, we want to take a look at a couple of things in our hands just to identify our own ability to preserve and grow slowly and thoroughly. And that's connecting to that earth energy. So if you happen to have short fingers and a square palm, like the Empress hand, then you are somebody who has that natural grounded ability in a relationship. Also, if you have Saturn as your dominant finger, that would be another indication that you've got that preservation energy, because Saturn is the finger of duty and responsibility. It's a slow-moving finger. It's not quick-moving. That's why it's in the middle of our hand. It's surrounded by all this other energy, right? So if your Saturn finger is dominant, it's going to tower above the other fingers next to it. So you can just put your fingers together and you can see how far up does that Saturn finger go relative to the fingers next to it. And if it happens to go quite a bit taller than the fingers next to it, in other words, these two fingers don't reach halfway up that upper phalange of Saturn, then you have a dominant Saturn finger. So check that Saturn finger and see its energy. You can also take a look at your preservation energy through your lifeline. So your lifeline, by the way, does not tell you how long you are going to live. Your lifeline is going to show you your vitality and your stability. And when you have what I call the aspiration lines coming up off of your lifeline, that shows persevering energy. It shows a striving nature. It shows that you are growing off of that grounded stability. So the way that you can tell that is take a look at your lifeline, which is the line that wraps around your thumb ball, and you want to see little lines literally rising up off of that line, and that would be another indication of your ability to preserve your energy. So take a look at your own hands, determine the quality of your Saturn, the quality of your earth element, the quality of your aspiration lines. And then if you don't have any of those things, you know what? That's okay too, because we're all supposed to be different. We're all sharing and doing different things in this world, but we want to tap into that for this week's lesson. And so what I want you to do is just bring that middle finger, Saturn, and bring it down towards our, what we call our Venus mount, inside of that lifeline. Okay, Venus is the quadrant in the hands that relates to the earth element. So when we're connecting earth, the earth finger with the earth quadrant, this is a way to tap into the Empress energy. So go ahead and just take your hands, bring that middle finger down, and you may need to curl your other fingers a little bit to do it. It's hard to actually keep all of your fingers straight when you do that. So just go ahead and bring that in, and notice how your hands are immediately going to feel warmer. Okay, because we are literally grounding our hands at this point. And that's the very first thing that I notice when I do this. So we're tapping into the Empress. Okay, so you can actually call in the Empress, and you can say, I call in and welcome the healing energy of the Empress to provide me with persevering energy in myself and in all of my relationships now. And take a deep breath in. Exhale, and when you're ready, you can go ahead and release your hands. And I hope you find this exercise really fun. So if you're struggling with finding a way to preserve your relationships, this would be a great exercise for you to do. So thank you so much for joining me in this week's Cup of Love. Can't wait to connect with you again very soon. And have a beautiful day, everyone. And remember to live life with love every day. Thank you for listening to Love in Your Hands and the Cup of Love. Please rate, review, and subscribe to show your support. Have a question for Cynthia? Just post a comment. This podcast is sponsored by loveinyourhands.com, the place to find soulmate love fast. Start your free Soul Connection membership today and discover true compatibility.